The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Welcome to the show. A lot to talk about today. Welcome to everyone who's watching live on our YouTube channel. We are live Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Hi to everyone watching from the Too Informed to Vote Republican Facebook page and the I Love It When I Wake Up in the Morning and Barack Obama is President Facebook page. Bill O'Reilly says that Ted Nugent's straight talk is just what the Republican Party needs. This is a really weird comment to make because Ted Nugent is completely out of control and actually a perfect example of what the Republican Party needs to get away from. But for some reason, Bill O'Reilly thinks Ted Nugent is actually a great example of the direction the Republican Party needs to go in. Take a look at this.
So there's a real division in the Republican Party caused by friction over how to handle complex issues like gun control and immigration. Now, last night it was interesting to hear conservative rock guy Ted Nugent really level a CNN commentator.
So let me stop it right here. He's going to go to the excerpt from Ted Nugent on Piers Morgan, and he takes this one rant from Ted Nugent that people are loving, but it's completely, that gun nuts are loving, but it's completely out of context, and actually Ted Nugent really appeared to be completely out of his mind during the interview. But just remember that this is a completely out of context excerpt.
We're not talking about guns. We're talking about the act of murder. Do you care about murders, or do you only care about murders with guns?
I care about all death.
I don't think you do. I think you care about guns. I think you're obsessed with guns.
No, I'm
99.
Okay. So in any case, we now have a little bit of a problem with that video, but we'll get back to the key part where Bill O'Reilly talks positively about Ted Nugent. So when you hear Ted Nugent, Lewis, do you think that he's making really good points when he says stuff like that?
No. I mean, if it were true, it would have been a very good point. I just don't think it was true.
So you just generally aren't into the idea that lies are good points?
Look, we know from Ted's numerous rants that he's completely full of crap. We know this. He's a lunatic. But what can you do? I mean, of course, I'm glad that Bill O'Reilly is trumping him up because the more of this we hear, the more poorly the Republican Party is going to do.
Well, so here's what Bill O'Reilly said about Ted Nugent.
Kind of straight talk is what the Republican Party needs. It should lay out its vision, as Governor Jindal suggested, but it should also aggressively counterattack liberal politics that are devoid of solutions.
Right. So, this is really funny for a couple of reasons. I mean, number one, it's weird because everything we see from Ted Nugent indicates that he is dangerously unstable. He has a history of abandoning his children, having sex with underage girls, poaching when he's not busy waving guns around and threatening politicians he doesn't agree with. Nugent said he would be dead or in jail if President Obama was reelected. That deadline is coming up, by the way, Lewis, in April. He used his own clothes like a bathroom to avoid being drafted and sent to Vietnam. Does this qualify as the type of person that is going to give straight talk that the Republican Party should be following? You know what? I agree with Bill O'Reilly. Make Ted Nugent the head of the Republican National Committee. I think it would be fantastic.
Fine by me. You know what? It is straight talk, but it's not the straight talk that is going to help the GOP.
The Republican Party could use one more middle-aged white xenophobe, don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah. And the other really funny thing is that the reality is, this is an individual that some Republicans realize needs to be completely marginalized and not taken seriously. But Bill O'Reilly, who presumably a lot of Republicans listen to, says that this guy should be elevated essentially to a position of leadership within the party. Incredible. Incredible.